Welcome to The Explainer. Sometimes the biggest secret to sounding natural in English isn't about learning a ton of new words. Nope, it's about mastering the small, powerful words that connect everything together. We're talking about conjunctions.
Okay, so check this out. On the left, you've got I woke up, I went to work, I slept. It sounds like a robot, right? Just a list of facts. But look at the right. I woke up and went to work, but I slept late. See how that just flows? It tells a real story, and it sounds so much more human. So what is that magic ingredient? What's the secret sauce that takes a boring list and turns it into a story? Well, it all comes down to a few super simple but incredibly powerful little words. And those words are called conjunctions. Now, don't let a grammar term like that scare you off. Seriously, think of these as your new best friends for fluency. They're way easier to use than you probably think.
So what it really boils down to is this. A conjunction is just a joining word. It's like the glue for your ideas. Its whole job is to connect your words, your phrases, even your whole sentences so that everything flows together in a natural conversation.
Let's start with the absolute king of all conjunctions, and. You use this one all the time, right? It's for adding similar ideas together or just tacking on more information.
For example, instead of saying, she is smart, she is funny, you just connect them into one smooth thought. She is smart and funny. So simple, but it makes all the difference.
Next up, we have but. This one's all about contrast. You use it when you're about to change direction or introduce something a little surprising.
And this is such a perfect example of its power. He is rich, but unhappy. That one little word, but, completely changes the meaning and adds so much more depth and interest to the sentence.
Now for a really, really powerful one, because. This is your go-to word for explaining the why. It gives the reason behind, well, everything.
Anytime you need to explain why something happened, because is the word you're looking for. I stayed home because it was raining. Bam! It perfectly links the action with the reason. Okay, so we've met some of the main players. Now let's get a little more organized and start building your official fluency toolkit by looking at the three main types of conjunctions. First up, coordinating conjunctions. These are the heavy hitters. They connect two ideas that are, equally important. And there's a super easy way to remember the 7 main ones with the word fanboys. That stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, and so.
Number 2. Subordinating conjunctions. Now, these ones connect a main idea to a secondary or dependent idea, a piece of the sentence that really can't stand on its own. Words like although, if, when, and while are what let you build these more interesting, more complex sentences.
And this is one that trips a lot of people up, the difference between when and while. So use when for a specific single moment in time. Like, we were talking when the phone rang. But use while for two things happening at the same time over a period of time. Like, I cooked while listening to music. It's a subtle difference, but it makes your English sound way more precise.
And our final type is correlative conjunctions. You can think of these as the team players. They always work in pairs to connect two balanced ideas. We're talking about those classic duos like either or, neither nor, and both and. Using these can really add a nice kind of advanced structure to the way you speak.
All right, these little connectors are amazing, but it's also pretty easy to fall into a few common traps when you're learning. So let's go over 3 big mistakes you're going to want to avoid.
Okay, number 1, don't overuse them. You don't want to connect every single thought with and until you've got one monster of a sentence. Number 2, make sure you pick the right word. Saying I was hungry, but I ate just doesn't make any sense, right? And third, watch out for incomplete thoughts or fragments. If you just say, because I was tired, well, your listener is left hanging. It's not a full sentence.
Okay, enough with the rules. Let's actually see this transformation happen right before our eyes. Let's look at how you can go from robotic to totally natural in some everyday examples.
Think about just talking about your day. The basic version on the left is just a list of facts. But the fluent version on the right, it connects everything. I woke up early and went to work, but I felt tired because I slept late. See? Just like that. You've woven 3 simple ideas into one smooth, natural story. This is a fantastic example for storytelling. The basic version is, well, it's just a confusing list of events. But the fluid version creates a real sequence of events. I went outside and saw a bird that looked at me strangely, so I screamed and ran. It connects the cause and the effect, which makes the whole story more exciting and way easier to follow. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this right here. That seemingly small shift from just listing things in short sentences to actually connecting your ideas, it makes a massive difference. That should be your goal. Connect. Don't just list.
All right, let's do a super quick recap. What do conjunctions do? They connect your ideas. Why do they matter? Because they are absolutely key to sounding natural and fluent. The main types to remember are coordinating, remember fanboys, subordinating, and correlative. And what's the golden rule? You got it. Connect your thoughts, don't just list them.
We really hope this explainer helped clear things up, but the real practice starts now. So, the final question is for you. How are you going to connect your ideas today? Get out there and start transforming your English, one connection at a time.